Play of the game from way down.
Two, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bob says Dingo gonna find Rainer.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Nexus Gaming Series. Tonight, we're going to bring you a matchup between Phoenix, Rising Ruby, and Demonic Entity Within. And I expect this to be a pretty amazing match, honestly. I think that this is going to be a close. I expect it to be a 3-game series. I've played both of these teams, so I feel like they're both pretty solid. So let's take a quick look. Where are we at the standings? What do our map bans have? All that stuff. So let's see here. For our standings, currently Phoenix Rising Ruby on the left here is sitting at 17 points. Demonic Entity Within has 13 points. But that's a little bit misleading, because if you look at the standings and the results, Ruby has actually played 2 more games than Demonic Entity Within. Demonic Entity Within has, so far, their results have been a significant number of dominations. They defeated the Indecisive Scrubs, they defeated Jailbait, they defeated Chaos of the Waking Dragon, and Tiny Dancers, all in a 2-0 victory. They actually got beat by Bread Rising Yeast Sports. You see them just a little bit below there. And then in a 2-0. And then the only team that they split was actually our team, which was a 2-1 in favor of Regen Phoenix. Whereas for Phoenix Rising Ruby, they've played a couple more games, right? And so for them, pull that back up here. For them, they also split with Regen Phoenix. They split with Jailbait, although Jailbait did win 1 point off of them. They had a 2-0 loss to Tiny Dancers that was a forfeit. And then the rest of them were... Oh, that's not true. They had a split with Bread Rising as well, so they 2-1'd there. The rest of them were dominations, though. Phoenix Rising 2-0 over Boogan Squad, over Chaos of the Waking Dragon, over Skigglies Wigglies, and Indecisive Scrubs. So, overall, some fairly similar results from the maps. Let's see, as far as our map bans, let's take a look at that because we just got our draft started. Phoenix Rising Ruby, the blue team here, banned out Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom. On the right, Demonic Entity Within banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Infernal Shrines. Our first pick going to be Full Sky of Foundry. And that was the pick of Demonic Entity Within. So here's our draft. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to say hello to my good friend Alpha over there. She's actually over there, IRL. We're going to start off the bans here with an Alarak. And, you know, actually I've got some... Let me go pull up my information on these guys. Kel'Thuzad going to be the next ban, and you know what? That's not a surprise. I 100% expect to see an Oriole ban as well. Kel'Thuzad is a really strong hero for Purple. Purple has 3... I don't want to say the primary heroes. They're 3 heroes that I personally was targeting as of interest. Kel'Thuzad was one, Oriole was one. I don't remember what the other one was. They're actually going to ban the Oriole out. That's interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. Demonic. There's that one. Open this one in a tab. And open this one in a tab. Okay. Well, maybe I don't have that. Deathwing going to be the final band of the opening sequence here. We're going to see the pickup by Johanna, or of Johanna, by Phoenix Rising Ruby. And we're going to see Arendelle on the Rainer. Arendelle is there's 100% wrong Murgles, isn't it? Oh, thank you. I'll fix that. Let's see. Anyways, Arundel plays Raynor like 5 times more than any other hero. So that is definitely a hero to like look at. Is this something that is worthy of a ban? And we'll find out after game number 1 here. All right, so we're gonna see the Uther and Hanzo. So is this gonna be a main tank, or not a main tank, rather an off tank Uther, a solo lane Uther? Is this gonna be a an actual main healer Uther? It's a main healer Uther. I expect to see a Lunara ban here, although there's still the possibility of like a Gul'dan. UZEN and Pizzo. Yeah, I think now that I think about it, I don't think I actually created a full sheet for Ruby, so I don't have quite the same thing. I just had my notes for them because we played them fairly early in the season. And it's gonna be the ETC ban here. There's the Chen for that for that solo lane, and it's gonna be Li Ming. So I mean, at this point it could be an Uther primary healer here. And again, purple plays a couple of different options, so it could go in a variety of different ways. So I expect to see the offlaner and another damage here. Never mind. Uther's the offlaner. Okay. There you go. I've not personally had a lot of experience with Uther in the offlane. I've heard tales of such, but I've just not seen it. I think I saw one game where it was a where it was a potential. Trying to get all the heroes put in here. I think we got them as long as nobody changed anything. We should be good there. The purple got all right, so we should be all set. Game number 1 about to begin between Phoenix Rising Ruby and Demonic Entity Within. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Taking a look at this draft, what do you think? Is it gonna be Phoenix Rising Ruby on the left, or is it gonna be Demonic Entity Within on the right? You can vote in chat. Go to the top of your chat window, hit that little drop down, select the team you think's gonna win, and make sure you hit vote. If you don't hit vote, it doesn't count. Uther in the offlane is pretty neat. Stacks E-Quest insanely fast and is useful in fights for stuns. Absolutely. I totally can see it. Like I said, it was just a matter of I haven't seen how effective it is. Chen's gonna probably do a fair bit of damage, I would think, but Uther can just heal that up, right? Especially once he gets to level 4. Do you swap him out at that point? Does he come into being part of your foreman at that point and have somebody else? I don't think so, because Hanzo and Jaina are both pretty squishy, and Chen's gonna want to dive on him, so I don't think that's how it goes. Good call, 7 days. So Uther just wins the game, is what you're saying. Fair enough, makes sense. With his auto attacks, he basically becomes a Muradin with oh my god, what is the name of that talent? I totally just forgot. It's not Sledgehammer, that's his stacking. Or his level 4 rather. It's the damn it, the level 7. You guys will say it, and I'll be like, yep, that's right. Anyways, it turns Uther into Muradin with his level 7 that stacks and stuns. But on the left here, let's get our teams introduced. It's going to be playing purple on the... where'd he go? Uther. We got Jasillo playing Johanna. We got Wacko playing the Stukov. We got Gata... uh-oh. Anyways, we got Gata on a Hanzo, and Mixels playing the Jaina. over here, we got on the right, Luigi G going to be playing the Anduin. The Chen, played by Karama. Karuzan? We'll go with Karuzan. I like it. So Karuzan there is going to be playing the Li Ming, Arendelle on the Rainer, and Pizzo playing what's his name? Mal'Ganis. All right, so basically the teams, what's going on is basically one of the heroes has a train mount. The other team said, that's fine, we're not worried about it. We don't have anybody that is gonna, you know, benefit from that. And so they're not gonna remake. So, let's see, battle momentum, what? Got a specific version, it's built into his trait now, concussive blows. No, it's not concussive blows. All right, you guys are gonna make me Google this because I have to remember it. Stuff's happening in the middle. You all can see this stuff going on. It's basically just the normal brawl here. We got talents up here as well. Gonna be force armor for the Li Ming. Rainer going into ace in the hole. Skullcracker. I knew it was an S word. I just couldn't think of what it was. So yeah, Uther with his level 1 turning into a Skullcracker type Muradin, just without that ability to disengage. Now a little bit of a difference in the rotations. The rotation coming down into the bot lane to try to help get a little damage onto that Uther, push him back a bit. Can't believe you guys didn't know that that was Skullcracker. Killing me, folks. Killing me. Meanwhile, both of the fortification camps gonna get picked up here. A little bit more commitment out of Demonic Entity Within. Now Gata is getting very low from this turret. Gonna need a friend to come in and help. While in the mid lane here, Mal'Ganis trying to contend with the Jaina wave clear. Not really gonna be able to perform with that very well. Hey Shadonis, welcome, good evening. Glad you could stop by. Hope you're looking forward to your match later tonight against the Murgles that I may have misnamed earlier in the title. What do you mean it's not Skullcracker technically? That's exactly the name. Oh, you're saying that, yeah, no, I know, of course it's not Skullcracker, but it's similar, right? His auto attacks reduces cooldown, and, you know, if he gets 3 auto attacks and his cooldown is short enough, that's basically just an extra E. So, Uther at 4 going into the Holy Light here, Holy Shock. By the way, it's not auto attack Uther, it's Silver Touch Uther, so looking a little bit more for that kind of tanky build, potentially. But Chen is going to have the rotation here, going to get slowed, there's nothing for him to dive to. Uses the stagger, is going to be able to make it out here. At the wall, he'll be able to just tap and shield away a lot of that extra damage. So we'll see. And this is going to really help him. Reducing the mana cost of that Q. You can see Uther's almost out of mana. And he's in kind of a difficult place to build up that quest too. Come to think of it. Stukov's going to get a slow. They're going to get the rotation. Turret's going to go down. Purple taking a lot of damage, but is ultimately going to be able to back away here as Demonic Entity Within going to get on the point. And by the way, that was first blood. So good rotation out from Phoenix Rising. Is that right? No, from Demonic Entity to get the... No, it was Phoenix Rising. Yeah, Phoenix Rising. I don't know. People, words are hard. Names are hard. And they're looking for the Stukov here, getting that silence, but not where the Mal'Ganis is going. That's going to be another kill, and level 7s now for Phoenix Rising Ruby. Let's see, what might have done that? I don't know. Not sure, Shadonis. My best guess would be... like Hanzo's scatter arrow, maybe? I don't know. There's the silence. We get the penetrating round onto Stukov. Stukov's getting pretty well bullied by the Rainer, but he's going to be able to pull back And now Demonic Entity Within is going to get the... Or they're going to try to get the channel started back here. 76 to 34. And the Blizzard going to bring Mal'Ganis to half, so both of their frontliners are pretty well brought down to half. Raynor, however, having to pull back, has basically nothing left in the tank, and Chen in danger there. I think Luigi G could have maybe prioritized the Chen there. Raynor was definitely out. And that's going to get 2 kills coming out from Hanzo. Phoenix Rising locking down this control point now with those 2 kills. This is Division B East. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have it in the title because I wanted to try to adjust the title a little bit, see if I couldn't pull in some extra people from out in the world. Our next one's going to be in C West. So there you go. You know that. Oh, the ping's calling for the turret. Go get the turret, guys. You already won it. Go pick it up. Laser going to go out. This, I'm not going to harp on that. We'll come back to that. Mal'Ganis, not quite getting the Stukov. Was looking for the Stukov for a brief moment there, but the Night Rush just giving him a little bit of movement speed out. And the Protector sitting about half health, has about 30 seconds left in time. Raynor doing a good job of bringing the Protector down. And now with those towers down, Jaina, the driver up here, is going to pull up. Now this is the second time. I want to point this out. This laser that's going this direction through this wall, I hate it. Stop doing it, guys. If you're going to do the laser, make sure that if you're going to do it there, do it here. Make it hit the well. Right? Otherwise, go along the wall. Make sure that it hits all of those 3 places. Get the full value out of your abilities. Hitting the wall by itself does very little. But Chen's going to get pulled in. Oh, the big Divine Storm going to make sure that Chen's going to go down. Phoenix Rising Ruby now up to 5 kills with the level 10 talent advantage as well. Still, Uther sitting at 37 stacks out of 80, so soon we'll have that first tier here. Reducing his Holy Light healing cost. Scatter Arrow up to 18 for Hanzo, as we're going to see them rotate down and potentially pick this up. Now the question is, Demonic Entity Within, what are they looking for here? They got their level 10s now as well. The Siege Camp was just picked up, so they know they're a little bit split. This Stukov could be a target if they're looking for him. But it's just the 2 tanks up here, right? Chen and Mal'Ganis, they're not likely anyways to get a kill onto somebody. But let's talk about these ultimates. We already saw the Divine Storm. The Blessed Shield went out earlier here. We see the rotation from DEW. The Hanzo arrow missing rather wide, but Ring of Frost, not so wide there. Gonna get the lockdown onto both Raynor and Chen, and that's a 2-for-0 trade. All right, so these ultimates, we got that massive shove, and that's the only one we didn't just see. So on the other side from Demonic Entity Within here, we've got Storm, Earth, and Fire, the Light Bomb, Rainer's Raider, Disintegrate, and Carrion Swarm. So a Light Bomb could certainly set up some plays here. Li Ming can burst some people down. They do have the Uther to help mitigate that. The Carrion Swarm is a little bit of a defensive opportunity there, keeping the Mal'Ganis from falling here. Speaking of falling, got massive shoved into that wall, but able to use that Night Rush and get out, put the 2 heroes there to sleep. Colonel Pants Yummy, F for the Chen Interrupt. Indeed. Indeed. All right, coming in onto the point. They're going to drop the Biotic Emitter here and the turret. All right, well, I mean, cool. They still have 3 turrets, though. So, I mean, it's not like that's a big loss. Chen gonna get shoved into the wall. Might be in danger here. He's gonna get some slow from the Jaina, but the Leap of Faith coming out. Blessed Shield is gonna lock him down, though. Make it a Ring, Condemn, Divine Storm combination. And DEW is just not long for this world. And this combo is working really well for Phoenix Rising. Being able to pull the heroes in, get all the value out of a Blizzard, out of the Divine Storm, even a Dragon Arrow, making use of those abilities, and they're all relatively nearby each other for Stukov as well, so he's able to heal the team up for whatever damage is coming in. So how are DEW gonna come back into this? This is a tough set of circumstances for them to deal with here. I feel like they almost have to make some kind of play happen with like the Chen, you know, diving in with the light bomb, comboing with the Li Ming, or you know, Mal'Ganis putting a bunch of heroes to sleep and making use from there. They also need to worry about items though. They've only got, do they have anything? I don't think they have anything. Into 3 turrets. Okay. We're gonna get a pause. You said Colonel, not Colonial? I didn't think it was pause. Come on, man. Not Colonial Pants. Oh my god, I love it. You know what? Oh man, that's hilarious. Colonial Pants. Alrighty, what do we got going on here? Oh, Shadonis with a raid. I missed that. Sorry, I was in the middle of the match there. Also, Adversicam with the follow, appreciate it. And Laura of the Storm. I have to say, I like your name. It fits. It works. Laura and we're not related, that I'm aware of. So we'll be back here, just waiting on the teams. Apparently one of the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby is having a little bit of lag. It sounded like there was some authentication issues with the game last night as well, not just with Heroes of the Storm, but Blizzard services in general. May have even affected one of the Div S matches last night. That was a thrilling night to watch the Anti-Clown Association versus Regen, both NGS teams playing in Division S, and went 5 games. Was quite an enjoyable experience to watch. In fact, Lupus is in chat, right? Didn't I see? Yeah, Lupus is out there. So I don't want to spoil how it ended. It was unfortunate. Nothing like Abathur clone Greymanes coming into that fight and then walking right out into the lane. That's the only thing I'm gonna spoil. The rest of it you guys will have to watch. So we do have some other matches going on right now. Unfortunately, I don't think we have anybody else casting right now. Okay, looks like they are all ready, so we'll have this starting up in just a moment. We do have another match coming up, Full Meta Jacket and Better Than Bots from C West. They're going to be starting at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, Would Tap That versus Vilefin Murgles will be ready to go for us. Just double checking to make sure. These guys, like... They're saying, sorry to Twitch chat, you guys can't see this stuff. You just in time. These guys. Oh, I think we're starting. There we go. Back into the game. So we do have a little bit of an interesting talent here going into the Stormfront here. A little bit wider radius on the Blizzard, but also additional range. So it's going to give Jaina the opportunity to cast those blizzards at a much farther distance. And Johanna going out has the Blessed Shield, but nobody's really close enough to follow up on it. Never mind, we're going to see the Divine Storm coming out, looking for the kill onto Raynor. Stukov going to push the Chen all the way back. Storm, Earth, and Fire going to be used. Looking in onto the Jaina here. Got the root, and it is going to be the kill. First kill of the game coming in for DEW. And Chen going to get rooted. Mal'Ganis, however, going to fall, and that's 2 turrets on the ground. Oh, and they get the Li Ming kill onto the Hanzo. A triple kill, getting the Uther as well. The resets coming in hot. And all of a sudden, DEW coming back into this game, getting some kills, clearing up this lane. They're still a little behind in the XP. Right now, I think they need to pick up some items. I think that at the very least they need to get this support camp. They only need one person on the point, really. But they're not going to do that. Level 16 is now up for Phoenix Rising Ruby. They're starting to pick up their talents here. They got that slow here. The imposing presence to reduce the auto attacks from Raynor. That's pretty significant value into heroes like Raynor and Tychus, where almost all of their damage comes from the auto attacks. And Mal'Ganis using the Night Rush just to zone out the team, just to make sure the Phoenix Rising Ruby cannot get in and cause any issues. All right, another perpendicular laser that did not hit the well. Ah, you guys are triggering me so hard. And with the protector, like, this protector is just getting absolutely demolished. And I thought they were gonna do, I don't want to say the right thing. I thought they were gonna do what I would have expected them to do, which is gather the soak in the other lanes, leave the protector in kind of a defensive way, and, you know, really push, or pull rather, Phoenix Rising away from those heroes that want to be soaking, which is kind of what they're doing now. Li Ming's coming up into the middle. They pushed out the bot a little. Chen going in a little bit far, does get rooted here, and now Silence does not have, oh, never mind, actually Storm Earth and Fire's all the way back up, so it must come up just here recently. So no significant pressure, but this protector is going to allow DEW to get level 16s, but Li Ming just going to get deleted thanks to the Blessed Shield, and here comes the Divine Storm. Gonna lock down Anduin long enough, but Stukov falling very low is gonna get taken out by mostly the Chen, but you know what? It's Mal'Ganis finishing the target, and Chen full health, but they just have Raynor. They don't have the Anduin for the heals or the resets out of Li Ming, so getting that kill onto the Stukov was very important for them, but still a 2-for-1 trade. 13 kills to 4, and a full level lead on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. I know why I was getting confused, because Phoenix Rising Ruby is a red logo and everything, and Demonic Entity Within, at least in their Discord, is like a blue color. So, of course, they're on the wrong sides as far as that's concerned. Man, if Hanzo waited a second there, he probably could have gotten a really good scatter arrow on that conveyor belt onto Mal'Ganis. I don't know if he would have killed him, but it would have made him very sad. Once again, the ping's calling for the turrets. Both teams today having difficulty remembering to pick up their items. It's like exiting the plane and forgetting your personal items. And I do like this. The scout out here onto the support camp while they're able to pick up the siege and clear up in the top lane the siege that Phoenix Rising already put out. But at some point in the near future, DEW's got to come up with a plan on a team fight here. They got to get one of those team fights like they had over that top control point. And where can they do it? I mean, the support camp seems like a logical place, and because of that, Phoenix Rising has kind of been just dancing around it, right? Gathering soak in the lanes, picking up what they can elsewhere. And this is a little bit of a risky play at this point, because they're showing, you know, their main tank and their main damage down in the bot lane. That leaves the support camp wide open for Phoenix Rising. And that's a huge advantage. Not only are they fast approaching level 20, they got the XP from that camp to help with that, but now they've got a biotic emitter. And one turret. And they're going to be level 20 for this control point. This fight needed to be taken 2 minutes ago. But I think that they can definitely get level 20s before the protector makes it all the way to the keep. The question is, can they get level 20s soon enough that they'll be able to defend on the control point? And I would much rather be the aggressors going onto the control point rather than the defenders. Especially with the team comps that we have. DEW, we're going to get the stun out onto the Raynor. He's going to drop that turret. Can he get away from the Jaina? The slow's coming out. One more attack should do it, and it will. Li Ming looking there, but there's just not a whole lot that can be done. The quick rotation down from Phoenix Rising going to take him out. Looks like Chen, in the meantime, is going to be able to work on this top fort, may be able to take it out, but in response, Phoenix Rising is able to pick up in the bot lane here. And Mal'Ganis is going to get the sleep, but it has the root. Living Bombs coming in, can't quite get that Carrion Swarm out. And it's going to be 2 more kills here. Double kill onto the tank and the healer. Just a little bit far forward on that positioning here. And now we've got the level 20s coming up. So the real problem here is that it's going to be 40 seconds until Mal'Ganis and Anduin are back on the map. I was going to say, I think Chen can defend this. Like, him hearthing right now doesn't get a whole lot of value. I think that he can... Well, I think the minions probably finish it. But so they'll at least get a fort down for that. That gives them a potential win condition. It allows them that if they win the next Protector, which is in the mid lane, or if they win a big solid team fight, they can push down in the top and potentially end the game. But that's what we're going to see right now coming out from Phoenix Rising Ruby. And now they're just doing it because they know it ticks me off. The perpendicular lasers, so triggering. Maybe if it got to the keep. Like, if it got all the way to the keep and did damage on the keep, I'd probably be more okay with it. All right, we're going to see Chen getting pushed back here. Does use the stagger. Has a lot of damage there, using the shield as well. Let's zoom out and watch this here. Laser coming out. Chen going to dodge the Ring of Frost just barely. Carrion Swarm going out. The stun onto the multiple Panda Pals here. Cold Snap going to pick up on the Li Ming. As the root going out onto Stukov. But the Protector is down now. And Phoenix Rising is looking to continue the fight. Light Bomb is going to come out. They're going to get the Condemn. They're going to get the kill onto Anduin and Chen. Double kill coming out of Jaina. And with that Biotic Emitter, this is looking like it's going to be game number 1 going over to Phoenix Rising. Maybe? I'm assuming. I mean, I guess they do have Li Ming and Raynor, so if they can get a kill onto somebody, then they could get the resets and save this core. So we'll wait for the official call here. Can Li Ming... She's putting out a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, so close. Like, these orbs are going literally everywhere, but never into the same person twice. And so it is, in fact, going to be Phoenix Rising Ruby taking game number 1 over Demonic Entity Within. That was a tough comp to go into. They had a lot of sustain. They had a lot of burst protection, whether it was the shield from Johanna or the devotion aura from Uther, giving people that 25 armor just across the board. And they had some pretty significant burst potential as well. Jaina and Hanzo being able to just melt people. Or freeze them, as the case may be. So I've seen some adjustments. When we played against both of these teams, we won the first game, they won the second game, we won the third game. So, you know, they definitely have the ability to adapt. I was a little bit surprised to not see, I don't want to give anything away, but to not see one of the heroes here that I expected on Volskaya Foundry. Coming out from DEW with that. And I think that if they had that, they may have actually won that game. Because it would have kept them in the game a little bit. But we shall see what adjustments DEW is going to make for game number 2. If Phoenix Rising feels that there are any heroes that they just faced that were particularly oppressive. I mean, definitely the Li Ming got a lot of value. Raynor also did, but they were able to find Raynor and pick him off a few times. You can see he had 4 deaths, but most of Raynor's deaths, if I recall, were isolated deaths. They were the first death, and then that kind of staggered into additional deaths later because they didn't have the advantage any longer. So I think, let's see, hold on. Looks like we're going to Alterac. It's going to be Phoenix Rising's pick. Make sure that I'm not having to make the lobby. Looks like they've got it. So, the rotations onto the heroes were fantastic out of Phoenix Rising. I think that if Demonic Entity Within wants to come back in this, then I think what they need to do is they need to find overall the team fight. They need to find ways to either isolate heroes and get them killed, which is what Phoenix Rising did, or they need to find ways to land a big, wombo combo, again, like Phoenix Rising did with the Divine Storm, the Ring of Frost, the Condemn, all of those things coming into that. If they can find a really solid macro opportunity, then, keeping them in the game but not going into those team fights. I think that would work too. Jasillo. So if you look at Ming, most of her orbs were mitigated with Johanna's shield and or healed out. Zukov had equal healing to her output. Absolutely. Absolutely. But also, Li Ming was the reason that they got the 3... I think they have 3 kills in that one round, right? They got 1 kill, then they were able to get the additional kills. Very much like you mentioned there, the orbs at the end were everywhere, right? Into every different hero that was full health, basically. That is true. Yeah, that is kind of an interesting thought. Yeah, how much of that damage came in that last, 60 seconds or so of the game, as that did. Those were max range orbs going out, so she probably was a little bit behind Raynor if I had to guess at that point. She did a lot of damage there. So here we go, game number 2 on Alterac Pass between Phoenix Rising Ruby and Demonic Entity Within. Let's see, that was Volskaya. You got tilted from the Jaina build. I got so tilted by those lasers. Oh, it's that one. Like, I think that's more tilting to me than the power hungry on Battlefield of Eternity. Watching those lasers go sideways and hit exactly one structure is so annoying. I'm assuming, you know what? Actually, I bet it's because it's a quick cast setting. I bet that's what it is that, the heroes are using a quick cast for that, and so they're not able to set that up. That's what we're gonna go with. That's what we're going with. All right, so we're gonna see the Li Ming banned out here, and that's fine, because again, I mean, Li Ming's what got them the kills. Damage numbers aside, that's how they got those kills. Stukov was absolutely just a terror, though. So I'm not surprised to see that banned out. Having that massive shove really caused a lot of problems for the heroes. Alankia, your test was successful. Let's see, Alterac Pass, yes. Okay. Last ban, is it going to be the Oriole? It's not, it's going to be Johanna. If Demonic Entity doesn't take Oriole, 100% Phoenix Rising will. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's hard to say. First of all, I don't think she's high enough priority to take in the beginning, right? But on this map, I mean, she can hit things pretty well. Luigi G gonna take that Oriole. Says, I will accept your gift. Now the question is, do we see a Deathwing? Deathwing was banned out by DEW last game. There you go. So the question was, by leaving both of those heroes up, what was the more important, right? And so ultimately, Demonic Entity saying, we feel that the resurrection is more important. and then the Deathwing. And that's fair. And you know what? In all seriousness, I think that's huge because it denies it from purple. Because purple would have taken that in a second, I'm sure. Also, there's that hero that I was talking about, that Samuro. So looking forward to seeing Samuro played against Phoenix Rising Ruby here, seeing how they deal with this. This is a different map than we played against it, but ultimately Samuro won them the game. It was a 12% core difference on that. So we'll have to see. Third and final ban here. I mean, Alarak was banned out last game, but it was by the other team. I don't know if they're interested in looking at that. But probably not. We got Greymane, we got Deathwing, so a couple of damage here. It's going to be the Hanzo. Yeah, they are, because now you don't have the opportunity to get a cursed bullet into the Deathwing. A good deny. I don't know that they would have taken it, though. So I think that their plan was probably the Samuro Rainer from the beginning of this, knowing full well that Deathwing was going to go over there, probably expecting Greymane as well. Alright, so we're going to see a double support, Malfurion Uther, coming in here. Now, that could be a main tank Uther at this point. Especially with the Malfurion. So you've got additional lockdown. So they now have the stuns from Uther. They got the roots from Malfurion. The potential silence from Malfurion. Going back into the Mal'Ganis. And the Gul'dan. Alright, so. Consistent damage into a Deathwing can be pretty solid. His healing isn't amazing, his self-healing. We'll have to see how this turns out. There's not really a lot of dive, right? We've got the Greymane on the one side. There's not really any dive on DEW's side. So their backlines should be relatively safe. There's a couple of knockbacks, and it is the main tank, Uther. Right? They're not changing people? I mean, nothing. They are changing people. These guys almost didn't catch that. Okay, Kurama, Samuro, Luigi G, Anduin. All right, looks like we're good. Well, here we go. Game number 2. I didn't even... Oh, I think it was Phoenix Rising was the vote last time. I didn't see it. It didn't pop up in my field of vision. But who wins this game, folks? Is it going to be Phoenix Rising Ruby getting themselves a 2-0 domination? Or is it going to be Demonic Entity Within coming in with the Oriole and the Resurrect? Looking to equal out the score here. Vote in chat. Hit the little drop down. Select the team you think's going to win. And hit vote. And teams ready to go here on Alterac Pass. Game number 2 coming out. Phoenix Rising Ruby on the left. It's going to be purple playing the Uther. Jasillo on the Jano. Wacko playing the Greymane. Gata on Malfurion. And Deathwing going to be played by Mixels. And on the right, we've got Demonic Entity Within. It's going to be Samuro played by Kurama. We got Arendelle on the Rainer once again. Pizzo on the Mal'Ganis. Luigi G on the Sad Mount playing the Oriole. And Gul'dan going to be played by Karuzin. Alright, Deathwing is in the air. We can see that he's nowhere on the map. How does that actually look for him? So we are seeing from Deathwing's perspective. We're looking at exactly what he sees. So right now he just saw the Mal'Ganis in the mid lane there. But this is where he's looking. So he's now checking up in the top lane. What's he doing? Let's go check this out. So we've already seen the split here from Demonic Entity Within. And I imagine that we'll see Deathwing coming down. There he is. He's up in the top lane. Gonna play against some Rainer. with the Samuro in the bot lane. So Samuro taking the Way of the Wind, gaining that additional movement speed, but also healing him for 5% of his max health. That's a big difference from how the Samuro builds were prior to his rework here. Echoed Corruption gonna be the pickup here from Gul'dan. Looking for those stacks here. Kind of surprised we didn't see a stun there. Uther going back into the Holy Light build, especially as a tank. Gonna give him more ability to QQ more often there with his cooldown, not cooldown reduction, but mana reduction. The cooldown reduction comes from his level 4. Got Fingers of Frost, the Celestial Alignment. I always want to say attunement, but that's Tyrande. And both teams working on their siege camps. So yesterday we saw a match here, and it took until level 13 before anybody even so much as looked at the prison camps. Like they didn't even attack one of the minions. Not a point of damage. So I'm interested to see if that's how things are gonna go today. But maybe not. Maybe not. We got Searing Light out of the Oriole, so getting that damage on her Ray of Heaven, in addition to healing her allies as per normal. Time to feed, I believe that is. Oh, Vampiric Aura. So actually that's going to be the auto attacks heal for his allies, and also healing him a little bit more when he's auto attacking. And then Ace in the hole for the Raynor. Now Raynor is pushing this lane up a little bit, so maybe losing some XP. Do these disappear quickly enough? Nah, he gets there. That's one of the changes with these XP globes. Basically, it's not as urgent for you to be present when they're there, but down at the bot, we've got a rotation from Gul'dan. Is going to be able to get the corruption out onto Deathwing pretty easy. He's a beefy target. Any mastery rings? Do these guys have any mastery rings? No, just Raynor. All right, Raynor's the only one. I wonder if we're gonna see those upgraded mastery rings soon that they announced at BlizzCon. Oriole here at 4, taking heavy burden, gonna have a slow on the Detainment Strike as opposed to taking repeated offense, which knocks them back a little bit farther and does more damage. So how is Samuro doing against Deathwing? Not super great. Samuro having to pull away there, has about 30% of his health. And we're going to see the Siege's camps once again picked up. Level 6 prison camps are available. Neither team looking at them. They instead want to focus on the siege camps here. And we might see a rotation here. Uther's going to come up looking maybe for the Mal'Ganis. I don't know if they have enough damage. I don't even know that Jaina has the spells she needs to get the damage on him. But he's going to go ahead and pull out, while Samuro looking for that Deathwing. We see the movement pinks calling out as Raynor and Gul'dan coming in. Not quite able to take him down, but certainly going to get a lot of damage. What did Deathwing take at once? So he's got Dragon Soul, so his AoE abilities, whether it's his Incinerate or his Lava Burst, going to do some extra healing for him here. All right, level 7 is when we're going to see this channel started. And already we see the minion there getting started to try to channel it, but is going to get stalled out by Jaina. And the prison camp is going to get canceled. Going to leave that Alliance Ram Rider in the prison. But now Samuro was looking for the Jaina, but pulling back here, recognizing that the team's coming in looking for him. Believe Deathwing is up in the air. There he is, coming down. He's got vision. He's going to land nearby the Gul'dan, and that's going to be first blood going over to Phoenix Rising Ruby. We're going to get a big sleep coming out from Mal'Ganis, but here comes the Cataclysm, and Mal'Ganis is right in the middle of it. They do get the kill onto Jaina, though. But are they healthy enough to prevent this channel or to be able to defend it? It's not looking super great right now. Can't tell. Who's the hat on? Well, now the hat's on. I don't know who it went on. Pizzo having to pull back out here. Let's take a look. Who has her hat? It doesn't say. Maybe nobody has the hat. It looks like the first channel is going to go over to Phoenix Rising Ruby. Trying to see if this shows up, but I don't see a hat. Oriel's looking everywhere but for having a hat. Okay. There's the hat. All right. Now she can start gaining energy again, or hope rather. Raynor and Samuro, so primary bulk of their auto attack damage here in the top. Never mind, Samuro's going to leave that. He's going to leave Raynor to clean up the Ram Rider here on the top, as mid's going to get cleared out pretty quickly. But bottom, with the power of Deathwing, who's not in the actual aura, going to get a lot of damage here. Oh, they get Greymane getting the kill onto the Raynor up in the top lane there. Detainment Strike's going to knock him into the wall, but it's going to be fine. Just fine. So I wanted to check. Let's look at Deathwing's damage. See if he gets bonus damage when he's in the aura of the minion. So it's not right now. Well, he's not in the aura. I need this aura, Deathwing. Stand in the aura. He just doesn't want to. Lava Burst's going to slow down the Mal'Ganis. They're going to get that kill. Divine Storm coming out is going to miss, though, because it's on Samuro. He just doesn't want to attack anything in the aura. All right, we'll try to check that later. Because at BlizzCon, they said that he would. But I don't know that I've ever actually seen it, personally. So level 10s, let's talk about these. We've got Burn Beneath My Shadow for the Deathwing. The Cursed Bullet out of the Greymane. Now, Deathwing having to just walk away. He's unstoppable, so there's not going to be any slows or anything. But Lava Burst does have a pretty significant slow, so he's able to zone out for his teammate there. What did we get out of Malfurion? That's not the one. Malfurion went Twilight Dream. We also have that Ring of Frost that we saw was very effective in game number 1. And the Divine Storm, which will help to set that up. On the other side, though, we've got the Blade Storm for Samuro. We've got the Resurrect, Horrify, Carrion Swarm, and Raynor's Raider. I was going to say the team's rotating up, but they're actually just going to pick up the Siege Camp. Getting a little bit more XP on the board. They're about a level behind. 3 kills to 1 so far. But down 2 structures. 2 forts now down. And statistically speaking, the team that wins the first objective is usually the team that wins. Like, more often than not. But I don't know the exact statistic. I don't know what percentage. It's like 60, 65 or something like that. Ring of Frost going to go out, is going to miss, but they do get the... Okay, there you go. The Carrion Swarm's going to help Mal'Ganis to get out, getting that stasis ability. That's a danger place to Hearth. Alright, he doesn't get punished for it, just barely. And we see the next prison camps coming up. Level 13's available for Phoenix Rising Ruby. And they're going to rotate up, looking maybe for this Raynor here. Deathwing landing. On his level 7s, he took the Death Drop, so reducing the cooldowns. And they are going to get that kill onto the Raynor. Oriel does have the ability to resurrect him, though, at this point, so if they want to bring that in. And Bladestorm being reduced and no longer having Unstoppable, being a very good wave clear utility. And they don't have 13, but they... Oh, they don't have Horrify either. They've got a good long time for that. This still might be something that Phoenix Rising pulls back off of. Never mind. They got a Deathwing. They got Cataclysm. Deathwing took the Burn Beneath My Shadow. He didn't get the Horrify or the Bellowing Roar, so he doesn't have an AoE Fear. But it doesn't matter when Samuro's going to get deleted, and Oriel's going to get taken out shortly after there by the Deathwing as well. And Raynor right after. So 3 for nothing there coming out for Phoenix Rising Ruby. And things are getting a little tight here for Demonic Entity Within. They're gonna have to clear this boss up, but by the time everybody's up, there's a pretty significant level advantage here. Almost 2 levels. And Phoenix Rising's gonna be able to pick up level 16 soon. This boss will go down before it gets a keep, but holding on to the channel, getting started with this boss in the bot lane, it's entirely possible that with this boss and a cavalry and level 16 advantage, that this could be a core push. So the real question is, do they hold on to this until the cavalry... Well, actually, I don't even know that they'll have a choice. The cavalry is going to come out. I'd kind of like to see them wait a few seconds, like maybe 5 seconds, just to time the boss so that it actually comes in with the cavalry. Because right now, this is going to give a little bit of free clear time onto the boss. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Siege camp picked up in the middle. That'll help counter out the cavalry in the mid lane. Samuro is going to counter out in the top lane as they're working on getting level 16s. And 16s are already here for Phoenix Rising Ruby. They're going to see the stun onto the Mal'Ganis. And Twilight Dream going to lock down the Mal'Ganis, keeping him from being able to use that Carrion Swarm. Boss is on the keep here. Cavalry's coming in soon. Big Horrify going to go out, but it's not going to be enough as Oriole going to get taken out. Gul'dan as well. Mal'Ganis is going to fall once again. Let's see if Deathwing comes into this aura so we can check this out. All right, Deathwing, I need you to hit something in the aura. Let's put these down here. That's not in the aura, Deathwing. You're not helping science. Still not in the aura. Deathwing, you're killing me. I think this is game. I think that the boss... Here we go. Yeah, it's not showing crit damage. He did one attack. It didn't do crit damage. So I don't think he benefits from that either. But that's a fantastic push here from Phoenix Rising Ruby. Boss plus the cavalry, the second cavalry. And that's going to be game number 2 going over to Phoenix Rising Ruby. Really strong showing here. From the, I guess that would be now the number 2 team in Division B East. Alrighty, we'll get an interview going in here, or at least we'll ask for one. And then you know what, we got an hour until our next match. We could probably just run a replay here. If I knew for sure. Actually, you know what? Hey, those of you from Would Tap That, check in with the captain of Vilefin. See if they might be willing to wait. If we picked up that 10 o'clock match, do you think that they might be willing to wait? If it went just a little bit long? Send it over to the end of this. All right, so it's going to be just Silo there coming in, so... Give me 1 second here. I just want to... Okay, I'll be right there, Jasilla. Okay, just wanted to check on that. Let's go ahead and hop in onto this interview. All right, we are joined by Jasillo. Did I say it right? Okay, so I can hear you, but you are about a mile away. Which means that they can't hear you probably.
You're coming out of the right place, because I'm not hearing you right now.
Well, you got better. Still a little quiet, though. Any better? Are you there?
Why can't I hear you? Let me look at a volume preference on my end and see if I'm the issue.
Alrighty. We'll see if we can hear back there. Trying to see if there's anybody from.
Check what?
Can you hear me? Still can't hear me. All right.
I'm not getting volume for him.
Say it with your chest, little boy. Says Gata? Get? I'm gonna. Can you hear me? Ah, you love to see it. The best interviews are the ones that you don't get to hear the people, right? That's how this goes?
Yeah, can you have him invite me in game? Or... see if that works.
Right. I know he can hear me.
Don't be scared.
There we go.
All right. Well, then I guess I'm just joined by the bulk of the team here.
We can feel free to mute ourselves if you want to interview one.
No, it's fine. Just don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. So the real question is, can Jasillo hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, there we go.
Hey.
Still a little quiet, but shouldn't be too bad. So, all right. So, first of all, congratulations. Really strong showing tonight. And, you know, I want to point out, we had the NGS power rankings a couple days ago. And Div B, I thought a couple of adjustments were warranted. One of those is that I thought that you guys really warranted actually a little bit of a bump. I also thought Salt Scale warranted a little bit of a bump. And this is, you know, part of the reason why is that when you look at your guys' history, you guys have a lot of wins, and you've been playing a very strong game. And really, I think that the unfortunate, you know, first week forfeit against Tiny Dancers really just kind of threw you off. But you guys are looking really strong in this season so far. How are you guys feeling as a team?
We're great, and even we have a rotating roster. In fact, our game that we played yesterday, we had Fox Spam. He was brought in as I was out because my setup kind of got destroyed. But yeah, all of our members seem to really function well together, and we have a really solid idea of where we're going. In fact, even before this, to dial down what maps we liked and whatnot, we actually threw a straw poll together for our team, so we could rank order which maps the team liked banned and which ones we liked to play on the most.
I can also say that as the season has been progressing, we have definitely been coming into our own. We've been finding what we're good at, what we need to work on, and just more importantly, getting more team cohesion. Because, yeah, those first few weeks were really rough for us, but I think we're in a really strong position right now.
And I would agree. I mean, you guys played that first game. Let's actually talk about that a little bit. So that first game with the Uther and Jaina, the Stukov, Hanzo, Johanna, the combinations there, like, Jasillo, you were playing Johanna that game, correct?
Yeah.
The Blessed Shields and the Condemns set up so many plays and opportunities for Jaina, for Hanzo. We're not going to talk too much about that one Hanzo arrow that went about a mile off.
Hold on.
But just one. You know, but really set up a lot of plays and made it very. It was so difficult, right? You guys had so much healing, you had so much burst protection into their team. So when you guys are setting up your comp and you're banning out the Oriole, you see that they ban out Deathwing. Obviously, they ban out Purple's Kel'Thuzad. Obviously, I see that Purple's not here. You know, how much of this draft was just planned right out from the beginning, and how much of that was in response to what they were going for?
Yeah, so the reason I wanted the interview is because I actually run the draft, even though Mixels is team captain. I've got a lot of experience in that, and generally shot call the majority of the game, which is why I fell into the tank role pretty naturally. If you were to look at my match history, you'll notice that actually Purple and we play a lot together. And since we know that his Kel'Thuzad is a very hot target ban, we've been experimenting with some of his other characters and where we can make that shine. And one of those spaces is on the Uther. And so we've looked at tanks that can actually bring that together. So we have Johanna as an option, but we've also done a very similar comp with both Garrosh and Mal'Ganis, where Uther is like that second tank in that front line. And I think when you've got a core that's coordinated in that regard, because we play it actively every night on Storm League, you really can see how that dynamic develops and how those opportunities are able to create themselves during gameplay.
Sure. Well, and it worked out really well for you guys. Game number one, I think, ultimately you had 14 kills to 4 up until the very end, and then I think you got a couple more kills out of that. So it might have ended like 17 to 4. And their kills were almost entirely one fight, right? In the top protector.
Yeah. It was really just Jazlo engages with his W, and then from there I follow up with a root, and everything else just kind of falls into place from there.
Jazlo, okay.
It's
Fair enough.
really interesting that you'll notice that happened. We were really focused on that early game soak, and the moment we hit 10, we rotate down and we come around and we kill their top lane. You know, even the fact that it cost us 2 ults, because we know that was going to put us just so far ahead, and that showed in how many tokens we were able to bring in later in the game. I think at one point we literally had 5 tokens on all our characters.
You did. You actually used 2 of them when you went down to their siege camp. You dropped a biodecommitter and a turret, but then you had 3 left over, so... Yeah.
We were more interested in the denial rather than than how many we personally had at that juncture.
So I do have a question, and this is, you know, when Demonic Entity watches this, you guys will see I had the same issue. You guys were triggering me super hard. Both teams did this with the Protector and the damn lasers. Like, every laser goes perpendicular, gets 1 hit, oftentimes just on the wall, doesn't hit the tower, doesn't hit the fort, doesn't hit the well. Like, almost all of them were like that. So I came up with a thought that maybe it was a quick cast setting. So is that a thing, or are you guys just really bad at lasers? Like, I just gotta ask.
Our team has no comment on this subject.
All right, fair enough.
No, I'm kidding. So maybe that's something, actually, thank you for pointing that out. It's something we'll look at in our replay. There is...
Well, Skyla is an uncommon map.
It is an uncommon map, but if we're looking at... We had a mix-up, actually, like how we loaded the Protector.
Right.
And so, when it came to it, we were actually making calls where we wanted, like, laser to hit, you know, more structured. But we didn't really care about blocking the heroes. We're more interested in hitting the structures down so we have more space to push. And we generally prioritize that because we are so comfortable in winning fights.
Right. So there you go. Okay, Gata says it was your first time doing Protector abilities, so okay. Sure. So yeah, anyways, the point that you'll see it. Like, you can get with 1 laser, you can get like both towers and the wall, or you can get the tower and the healing well, or I think you can get up to the fort even. And obviously, you know, it's a moving target because somebody else is driving and all that stuff, so you know, it's not always gonna be perfect. But oh man, it was just so triggering because I was like, the first time, and I'm like, I'm gonna come back to that, and literally the next laser was the same thing. I'm like, come on. So yeah, triggering. Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
It's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy that stuff because I'm gonna tell it every time, and then I'm gonna say it when they do it, and then I'm gonna say it again when you do it, and I'm just gonna be like,
well, next time you cast this, you can comment on if we improved.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Or if we play in the playoffs, I'll just say, hey guys, just make sure you're not right behind the wall and you're safe.
Perfect.
So game number 2, we go to Alterac Pass. Deathwing, Oriole both left up.
Second time that map's been picked in the season.
Actually,
Yeah, so we picked
it's the second time in 2 days that it's been picked in B East.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like the statistics said, oh, nobody ever picks this map, and then suddenly everybody's like, you know what, let's go ahead and pick that map because clearly nobody wants to go there, right?
I think
when
you're right in that.
When we did the poll, no one cared. Like, it was the up and down, and you know, no one voted for or basically against it. So we were fine with it for that statistical advantage because
we had a 3-way tie between Braxis, Dragonshire, and Alterac Pass.
Wow.
And everything else was either banned or played, and at that point we were like, let's just go Alterac Pass. And that was literally our entire thought process on the matter.
Well, and you guys accomplished something that is pretty rare, getting the core down with only the 1 keep. And I mean, you did everything right to make that work, right? You got some kills in there, you get the boss. I thought you could have waited 5 more seconds or whatever so the boss came in with the cavalry. But again, that's minor details. Also, Mixels. So irritated the crap out of me tonight because I was trying to follow Deathwing when you were in the aura of the Ram Riders to see if you actually did critical damage.
No, it does not buff Deathwing, unfortunately.
Yeah. So eventually I figured that out. It literally took until the last attack that you attacked the core because you were never in the aura. And I'm like, I can't get the answer to this question because he won't stand in the aura or won't do any damage when he is in the aura. It was so frustrating.
I could definitely confirm though that he does not benefit from that.
Yes,
Which
and
means that
we
if-
confirmed it live too.
I'd say that makes it one of the weaker maps for Deathwing just because he can't get that objective bonus that everybody else can. Sure, it provides some wave clear and wave pressure, but it means a lot more for everybody else than him, you know?
Yeah. So when you guys, last question, then we'll do my last question, and then we'll do shoutouts. So the last question is, when you guys left up the Oriole and Deathwing in game number 2, what percentage chance did you think that Purple was going to get to play Oriole?
Okay. Really good question, and we go back and forth on this. And I know some people got triggered because we banned like the Li Ming out. I don't think we were particularly threatened by it.
Purple that question.
We just felt like, you know, if we're gonna target something on them, you know, we'll take away the thing that clearly did the best for them. But we kind of like the idea of letting the OP characters open. We kind of rank them. You know, I think everyone right now is in a convenience that Deathwing and Oriole are the best ones. Did we think Purple was gonna get it? No, we didn't think Purple was gonna get it. But when you don't get it, we think that Deathwing Greymane, the follow-up, is so much more powerful than Oriole as an independent character that I think there's very few for her to shine. There are very few 80 carries that help Oriole shine, and Greymane is one of them and likely the most ubiquitous one among the roster. Plus, it's the Deathwing counter. So when you take both of those away, it really scales hard against the Oriole.
Good deal. All right, last question, which is always my last question. Was there any particular moment tonight that you felt was a highlight or a cinematic moment that you did or your team did or the opponents did?
Yeah, when we timed out that perfect bottom boss with the capping on Ultra Pass, I called it. It was like level 16, 14. Like, we are going to win the game on this push, and then we rode it all the way out, and it felt phenomenal to see the team come together and be that confident with the play to make it happen.
Yeah, that was
I'd also say
really solid.
game 1 when I got some of those multi-man Ring of Frosts and we just collapsed and murdered everything. That was pretty hype.
Yeah, there were some really solid ones. Make sure you guys clip those and put them in the highlights channel in Nexus Gaming Series for the Nexus Edge highlights, the top 5 of the week. Now that they're back.
Hey!
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do shoutouts. Take it away.
Shout out to my friend Ivan, who is behind me because he was cheering me on throughout the entire match. So he is a good man. And other than that, I would just say Covey, our, I guess, manager for the team and just the other Phoenix Rising teams in general. He's him reaching out to us is the entire reason this team has formed, and it's just he's helped us a lot out, more specifically during those original weeks when we were trying to still get our bearings, figure out what was going on. It helped us a lot. Other than that, I don't have any other real shoutouts.
All right, Jaslo?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give a shout out to my girlfriend. She was sitting beside me watching the entire game, and she plays a lot of Blizzard games herself, specifically Hearthstone Battleground. And you know what? Shout out to the guys that make this game, that are still keeping this game alive and fun for the rest of us.
Right on. And I gotta ask, how do you say? Is it Gata? Is that how you pronounce it?
Gata.
Gata. Okay, that's how I usually pronounce it. And you're just gonna have to accept that it's wacko, because that's all you're getting on my stream. It's just wacko,
That's how we refer to him too. He's wacko.
right? All right, guys. Thanks much. Appreciate the opportunity for the cast. It was a great time. And Jaslo coming in with the sub. So while we're in the same party, may as well shout you out. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. I'm gonna do a replay cast, so I'm gonna drop out of the party here. But don't forget to report your match results so that I don't have to harass you about it later.
All right.
All right, guys.
Will do.
Have a good night.
You as well.
All right, so let's see. We've got a little bit of time. We should be able to do a replay cast, so gonna have to get into it pretty quickly. So I'm gonna avoid doing like the team intro overlays, not the the screen overlay. So I'm gonna do that here real quick, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna, you know what, Darth Cherrywood spent his points, so let's do it. Let's get this D West matchup done. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes.